Hi guys, it's Marty here from letsbuildwp.com, and in this video we're going to be covering how to install WordPress on HostGator web hosting in 2021. Now, I know I only posted a video showing how to do this a little while back, but since then they've made a major change to some of the steps. Okay, so to install WordPress on HostGator, we first just need to set up a HostGator account. If you've already got an account and just want to know how to install WordPress, you can skip ahead to the time on screen now. Then for everyone else, we're going to open up our internet browser and go to HostGator.com. Or alternatively, you can click the link in the description below, and that's going to open it up in a new tab. But either way, once we get here, we're just going to hover over hosting at the top and click shared hosting. And that's going to show us the 3 different hosting plans they offer. Now, to be totally honest with you, the business plan comes with a whole load of added extras you're probably not going to need when just getting started, which really just leaves it between the hatchling plan and the baby plan. And the only real difference between these 2 plans is the amount of websites we can have on each one. So with the hatchling plan, we can have 1 single website, and with the baby plan, we can have as many websites as we like. Then once we've decided on which hosting plan we're going to go for, we can just click Buy Now underneath. That's going to bring us here, and this is where we can register the domain name for our new WordPress site. So we just need to type our domain name into this box, and for this example, I'm going to type 𝗗𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗥. Then we can choose our domain extension using this drop down on the right, and I'm going to choose .com. So in this example, my domain's going to be 𝗗𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗥.com. Then as long as it's available for us to register, it's going to say primary domain here. But if it comes up and says it's not available, unfortunately we'll need to choose something else. Then once we've choose our domain name and we know it's available, we just need to scroll down to where it says Domain Privacy Protection. Now this is a totally optional add-on, and I normally just uncheck this box myself. But if you want to keep your WordPress site totally anonymous, just leave the box checked and it'll be added to your bill. Then under this it says choose a hosting plan, and here we just want to make sure our package type is correct and choose a billing cycle. So I went for the hatchling plan in this example, so this is correct. And then on the right we can choose how often we'd like to pay for our hosting. So we can pay for it once a month, once a year, or we can even pay for it every 3 years if we like. Now, we do save quite a bit of money the longer we buy at one time, so that might be something to think about. But as I'm just doing this for the tutorial, I'm going to set mine to monthly. Then under this we need to enter our email address and create a password and security PIN for our account. And then under this we just need to enter our personal billing information, so things like our name and address. And then on the right we can choose how we'd like to pay for our order, and I'm going to go for PayPal. Then once we're done here, if we scroll down, we'll see it says Add Additional Services. And these are just some paid extras that HostGator offer. I normally just uncheck these boxes myself, but you can have a read through them, and if you want any, just check the box and they'll be added to your bill. Then under this it says enter a coupon code, and there might already be a coupon entered in here worth 20 or 25% off, but if we just delete this and instead enter WordPress 1 host, so that's WordPress, then the number 1, and then the word host. When we click validate and scroll down, we'll see that we're now getting our first month hosting for only 1 penny. Now, I would like to quickly point out here that as well as you getting an amazing discount on your hosting, I'll also be paid a small commission from HostGator if you use my coupon or make a purchase through my link. This won't cost you anything extra, and any money made will be put towards making more free tutorials like this one. But anyway, let's get back to installing WordPress. So if we look here, we can also see that HostGator offer 24/7 phone and live chat support for free, and they also have a 45-day money-back guarantee. Then once we're happy with everything here, we just need to check the box to agree to their terms, and then click Checkout Now. So I'm just going to pause this video while I fill out my personal information above, and then I'll restart it. So if you're following along at home, just pause this video while you're doing the same, and then come back and press play, and we can install WordPress together. Okay, so that's me now back, and when I finished paying for my order, I was brought to a page saying thank you, and then redirected to the home page. So if you're following along at home, at this point we can close out of HostGator, and instead we want to open up our email inbox, where we should find some new emails from HostGator. These emails contain some pretty important information, so we should keep them safe, but for now we're going to click into the email that says Your Account Info. And in this email we'll see we have a link to our control panel, which is also known as the cPanel, our username and password for logging in, and some other information about our account. Here we're going to click the link to our control panel, which is going to open up the cPanel login screen in a new tab. And now we just need to copy and paste our username and password from this email into the cPanel login screen. Then once we've got them pasted in, we can click Login. And this is us going to be logging into the HostGator cPanel, which is where we'll be installing WordPress. All we need to do is scroll down to where it says Software, and then click WordPress Manager. Then we need to click Install, and this is going to open up the WordPress setup screen. Then here we're just going to change this box labeled Protocol from HTTPS to HTTP. And then make sure our new domain name is selected in the box beside it. Then we can scroll down, and here we can change our site title and tagline using these two boxes. So I'm going to type Coffee Blog as my site title. And then for my tagline, I'm going to put a blog all about coffee. Then under this we can create the username and password we want to use for logging into our site. And then we can update our email address under this. Then once we're done here, we can change the language of our site if we need to, but I'm going to leave mine on English. Then we can skip over the optional plugins and themes they offer, as we can always install these later. Or if you do want them, just check the box beside any plugins you want installed and choose your theme. And then finally, we just need to click Install at the bottom and HostGator will start installing WordPress. This will usually take less than a minute. And once it's finished, it'll say congratulations, the software was installed. At this point we can click the link beside where it says admin URL, which will open up the WordPress dashboard in a new tab. And this is where we can add any content or make any changes to our new WordPress site, which by the way is now live online. All we need to do to visit our new site is click our site title in the top left. And that's going to show us what WordPress looks like when we first install it. Now, sometimes they change up the default theme, so even if you didn't choose one during the installation, yours might look a little different than mine. But either way, it's just going to be some demo content and not much else. But it's ready for us to start customizing and adding content to. And then to get back to the dashboard, we just need to click our site title again in the top left. So that's us now at the end of this video, and that was how to install WordPress on HostGator web hosting. I really hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please give it a like here on YouTube to show your support, and consider subscribing to the channel for more WordPress tutorials in future. And then one last thing, if you want me to show you some of the basics of WordPress, now that you have it installed, just click the link on screen now to visit the playlist. Once again, my name's Marty from 𝗛𝗢𝗦𝗧𝗙𝗥.com, and thank you very much for watching my video.